So now we're doing a Lingeries.
Lingeries.
Longerois, which is, if you look at a map of Marsannay, it's sort of going north, and then there's a walking stick croup bit, which is Longerois, and because it faces southeast, that's probably a more favourable position because it means it's going to get more exposure to the sun. So, touch more fruit in this and touch more depth.
Oh yeah. Immediately off the nose compared to the wine from yesterday, you're immediately getting much more bright, fresh fruit
because it's just the altitude is, and
it's got floral notes as well.
The southeastern exposure, so you just get, but it's still got the beefiness.
Yeah,
it's just got that touch more fruit.
It does, and that fruit is a lot more floral. It's nudging into sort of really aromatic. You know how you get those red grapes that are really floral and pretty.
Yeah,
that's what you're getting in this. It's almost grapey.
However, it still has this streak of freshness going through it. This slightly kind of, it has depth, but it's not beefy or incredibly sort of blocky like a Gevrey would be.
It's sort of haunting.
Yes, it's just somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
The fruit's much better integrated with that tannin. The tannin is still there. It's still got quite noticeable tannin to it, but the fruit is much more in balance. These were opened at the same time. The one we tried yesterday.
Yeah, there's a nudge more. There's a nudge more vibrancy as well. There's just a slightly more electric streak going through it, and that is because probably of increased ventilation.
Yeah.
As well. It's just these are the things that would elevate this to a Premier Cru or warrant it as a Premier Cru. Greater exposure to the sun, slightly better ventilation, a nice slope, because they all contribute to this, which is just everything is just slightly more integrated, fresher, lighter, kind of,
It's a bit more of an open and pory wine.
Yes.
Although neither of them are really open and pory. The one thing that this does have is it's got really quite a noticeable pencil leady savoury character on the finish. What I'm now getting is more plum stones and plum skin around this sort of very core earth graphite-y sort of thing.
Yeah.
Really going through the finish. The fruit's subsided, but there's that graphite there, and there's a warmth to this wine which there wasn't to the other.
True.
There's more alcohol noticeable,
but
that is, I don't think there's much going to be different in alcohol strength.
No.
What, 0.5%, if that?
No, they're the same, 13.
So yeah, I mean that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not 0.5% difference, but there's that warming element there, which is lovely. Two very different wines.
Yes, and
exceptionally different wines.
They're at either end of the village.
Yeah.
I do think that the Longerois shows that just a touch slightly more northern, slightly more sunny.
But I actually
injection.
Kind of prefer the Favier.
In what way?
I just think it's sort of that hidden gem.
It's very, very, very trad in a wonderful way.
Yeah.
It's completely unashamed. It's not. Oh, this is clearly from a higher slope. This is clearly from sun exposure. It's just these are Pinot vineyards. Deal with it. You know? Like it's very trad and earthy. And in a few hours it's going to be great. As will the Longerois.
Yeah, I get the fact that they're not the cheapest wines, but they are exceptionally good value for the price you're paying. And as I said, there's that 25 quid Bourgogne Rouge that you can get from them, which, first of all, it's 2014, so it's got a good amount of age on it. So if you want to try an older Burgundy without spending the best part of 50 quid, you can.
Yeah.
And you can buy those on our website. And we had, Ben had a bottle first, as is usually the case when we get a new Burgundy in. And he said, try this. And so I went, okay, fine, I'll try it. And then immediately I had a bottle because it is very good Marsannay, just without Marsannay on the label. So give these guys a go. We'll put a link to their wines beneath this video.
It's just this is why I love Burgundy, because there are so many layers to it.
Yeah.
So many layers: producer, village, vintage, vineyard.
Yeah.
And on top of that, climate change. So it's all incredibly fun, all incredibly varied. A massive headache as much as it is beautiful. And there's nothing quite like it.
Nothing good comes easy.
I think that if you were to come into our shop, I'm incredibly proud of our Burgundy selection at the moment, because we have probably if I walked into a shop and it had that Burgundy selection, I would be just so happy. And I think we probably have one of the most unique Burgundy selections in the country.
It's certainly weird.
No, I would say unique. I would say unique.
Like us.
In terms of producer,
Weird.
In terms of the stuff that we have, in
Yeah.
terms of the variants, it's not just what it usually is. I know I'm rambling now, but
Yeah, go on.
it's not just.
I'll let him ramble for
A
a bit.
lot of interesting Burgundy selections are, I know that producer, that producer, that producer, that producer, and then some weird stuff. Ours is, I know that producer, and then it's all weird.
Yes.
But it's all solid, good, no reason why it shouldn't be. Some of it's old, some of it's new, some of it's trad, some of it's funky. And it's just great. And so you really should be buying Burgundy from us.
And for future employers, he did it all. Toodaloo.